Hey everyone, welcome back to the Salty Bible Podcast. It is your hosts, Scott Zorn and me, Blair Soto. We are in chapter 12 of Revelation today, and apparently we have some catch up to do.
Yeah.
Because before we hit record, Scott's telling me this is like a pivotal point of Revelation, and it's all about to just like unravel, or what's the proper terminology you use there? Just take off?
Yeah, launch.
Like Artemis?
Yeah, Artemis. Artemis 2.
Going to the moon. Well, they're circling the moon. They're not going to the moon.
They're going to swing around the moon. And by the time you hear this, they have made it home.
They made the splashdown. Probably happened. I hope safely.
Yeah. Now I'm like worried that...
I know. No, it's going to be fine.
Okay.
It's going to be fine. We have full faith.
So far, everything's working
great. It's going great. Crew's doing well. They're sending beautiful pictures. The Earth, by the way, not flat. In case anyone needed more verification on that. Beautiful sphere they're seeing.
Blue,
gorgeous. They're seeing
spinning in that space.
Yeah, I saw.
That's hilarious.
I saw a quote from, I think, the woman on board. She had said like, "It's incredible because from up here we can see the coastline. We can see the river system because the sun is reflecting off of the river system throughout the continent." And she's like, "And
that's cool.
It is spherical, everyone." That's not a direct quote, but you get what I'm saying. And then she said, "I think like you guys look good." It was so cool to see, because what a phrase that only like someone in space could say.
Yeah,
you guys look good.
They're going further than any human has ever gone.
It's so cool.
Really,
circle around the moon. Come on,
of course,
back.
we've had guys on the moon before, but
yeah,
I think this might be the first time we've swung on the other side of the moon.
I think it's
that makes it further.
I think so. I think they're. It's
interesting.
I don't know the whole science behind it. That's for someone way smarter than me to understand.
Yeah.
But I think what they're doing is they're coming around the back side of it, the dark side, if you will.
Dark side of the moon.
And they're coming back around. They're going to splash down. I love space launches. I
do too.
So cool.
Oh, they're super cool.
So cool.
I get caught on reels watching people in their airplane, and they happen to be in the airplane. Out their window is space station. You know,
what a perspective.
And like, how lucky would you be to be there? I saw somebody at Disney World outside of Grand Floridian Resort next to Magic Kingdom, and they were just out at the pool, and up above the Contemporary on the other side of the lagoon, here comes Artemis.
No
in the
way.
sky. Yeah, they can see it. It's about 50, 60 miles from Disney.
Certainly you'd see it.
So it's not bad. It's about an hour drive.
Yeah.
And less than an hour.
Just lounging in the pool.
And there goes the space.
Watching.
It's awesome.
Watching the launch. That is very cool.
It's super cool. So Blair today gave us some juice and fuel. She brought
Munchkins. Which you didn't know.
Otherwise known as donut holes.
But
chocolate glazed donut holes. So I had one to kind of
give it a little sugar dump. You were getting your oil change, so you asked if we could push back 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I will take any opportunity to go to Dunkin'. So I was like, oh, that's fine, Scott. So then I drove to Dunkin', and then I had rewards for 5 free Munchkins. And I wanted the wedding cake flavor that's new. They offered it to me. It was very bizarre. They were like, would you
like to have it?
Would you like to try the wedding cake flavor?
Yes,
and
I would.
said, yes. Oh my gosh, I would. And they were like, okay, great. And then I get there, they're like, sorry, we're out of it. I'm like, why did you offer it to me?
How did it change from like the drive-through window to
I don't know.
The pickup window?
I don't know, but
I don't understand that.
It's all good because I got chocolate glazed, which is my favorite.
And they threw in an extra one. Maybe they felt bad.
They gave us 6 instead of 5.
Maybe they felt bad that they said that to you.
That was good customer service.
Yes.
It was good customer service. They gave me an extra donut hole.
And I'm the one that ate that one.
Yeah, Scott says, I'll take the free one. I said, they were all free.
I know. Free to me.
Free to Scott. So we got some sugar going. We're watching space launches. We're amped up.
Yes.
So
totally amped.
Take that energy
and roll it into my favorite chapter in the whole Bible.
The whole Bible.
Yeah, here it is. The whole Bible right here.
Okay.
This is huge. So this deserves a big review.
How big?
All the way from the beginning of Salty Bible podcast.
Holy moly, almost a year ago. Okay, strap in, everybody.
So the first season we did Story of Scripture, right?
Yes.
So it's basically the story from Genesis to Revelation, what God's doing, the purpose of the Bible.
Big 30,000 foot view.
the threads that move through, the themes that move through from beginning to end, the connectivity of all of it, of course, Jesus being at the center of it. And that kind of, I always say it this way, and that season is more like on Earth.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. It's
more historical.
How it pertains to us as humans.
We're just moving historically through the Bible in a way that...
The events are on Earth happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did season 2, which was the supernatural worldview, which took the same story and just layered this. The 30,000-foot view doesn't even cover it.
No.
It's a supernatural worldview that envelops the entire Bible story.
All encompassing.
Yeah. It's totally there. And the two worlds, heaven and earth, collide so many ways. Mm-hmm. In interesting ways.
Over and over.
Incredible ways.
Yes.
And we learned that. And
I loved that season.
And me, I did too.
Loved
Can we do that one again?
I know, I love that one. I think it's our listeners' favorite too. A lot of people come up to me and say, I am loving season 2. I loved season 2.
Yeah.
They do.
We would agree.
I hate to pick favorites here in our own show. It's like picking a favorite kid.
Right.
But I'm sorry. The middle child is the favorite.
I always, the middle child right now is number 1.
Is number 1. The supernatural season was fantastic.
Yeah, it just takes, it's a whole new, what's interesting to me, it's a whole new concept for many Christians, and not just Christians, but higher education people that I know. And
Correct.
I'm very much aware of, I know a lot of Bible college presidents, and they're good friends of mine, and I know other people in that realm. Mm-hmm. You say Michael Heiser's name, and they're like, oh, maybe I've heard of him, maybe not.
Sure.
And I'm like, really?
Right.
This is like gold.
You're missing out.
You're totally missing out.
Yeah. And you're missing a huge story of the Bible.
Ginormous.
That book you've studied your whole life probably. You
Comes
are
to life.
missing so much. It's like you just said it. It comes to life. It's like I imagine what people experienced when they watched The Wizard of Oz in theater for the first time. Like
black and white to color.
They've only
Exactly.
seen black and white movies.
Exactly.
And movies were great. And they understood the movie.
Right.
And it was fantastic. And then bam.
Boom.
Color. Vivid, amazing. And it all makes so much sense.
Speaking of munchkins.
That's fantastic. Oh, I love when this happens to us. Oh gosh, that was
Thank you.
podcast gold.
You're welcome.
Well, that's a wrap, everybody.
Yep, we're done. We're done. Just read chapter 12 and good luck with the interpretation.
Email us if you have questions. Munchkin.
Munchkins.
Oh man, talk about a Freud would have loved to study that moment.
To me, that's like a Seinfeld moment.
Okay.
Seinfeld always has that. Introduce a weird thing at the beginning, and then it turns out to be something at the very end of the episode.
And then you're like, and it's coming full circle.
Yep,
Yeah,
full circle.
he is good at that.
Yeah.
He loves a full circle. Okay, so
that was our first 2 seasons, right?
the color comes back. We're in Supernatural. Then we move into
Revelation, which has all kinds of color.
Holy moly.
And
color
imagery.
I wish I never would have seen or heard of.
Tons of stuff.
Scary.
So here's what we've done, though. In chapters 1 through 11, you can almost equate it to our first season. It's more of a earth perspective with a lot of heavenly influence, of course. But
Totally.
we're talking about a vision of Jesus that it relates to the 7 churches in Asia Minor.
Yes.
And so they're on earth. They're struggling with things. They're being persecuted, or they're being tempted to compromise their faith, one of the two. Mm-hmm. And those are real struggles that the church deals with today.
Yeah.
And so the cure was, of course, a vision of heaven, a vision of the divine council, a vision of worship in chapters 4 and 5. And then we have like the unveiling of God's will, that scroll that opens up the 7 seals.
Seals,
Yeah.
not sea puppies.
Not sea puppies. And that will go down in history of Salty Bible as one of the best
I think we
things
should
ever.
craft a logo, like merch, like some T-shirts or hats or something, with like a salty ocean with like a little sea puppy on it, and it's like the Salty Bible Podcast. I'm gonna workshop
amazing.
it. I'm sure I can create something.
It's amazing.
I'll put it in Canva and get us some sweaters or T-shirts.
It's
or
such
something.
the biggest inside joke. It's
And
so funny.
Our listeners, that's
I
like
know.
if you know, you know. Thing.
And then your T-shirt will just speak volumes.
You'll know.
So we open up seals, we open up trumpets into these 2 movements in the book leading up. So 6 and 7 together, 8 through 11 together. Mm-hmm. seals, and trumpets. And what do we learn? Well, God's will reveals to us that there's just bad things happening in this world, but we have an identity and we are sealed. We are protected from the judgment of that world that we live in.
Yes.
We will be sealed. We will be part of millions upon millions, not 144,000.
No.
And so our identity is in Christ. It is there, and that's that interlude between 6 and 7 and the seals. And then God's judgment on the earth dwellers, which comes in the form of a plague-infested, amplified to the nth degree, 7 trumpets that look like that looks like the plagues of Pharaoh in Egypt, but much worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the midst of all that,
Cranked to 10.
Cranked up. Absolutely
The
cranked up.
plagues from Pharaoh were like maybe at a 2.5.
Yeah. Like, Pharaoh, you had it easy compared to Revelation.
It's a walk in the park.
Revelation 8 and 9.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, 10 and 11 is the witnesses. And so if the interlude between 6 and 7, the seals, is our identity, then the interlude between 6 and 7, trumpets, is our purpose, to witness,
Yes.
to share Jesus, to share God's agenda, to share God's unsealed scroll to the world, to let everybody know what this whole thing's about. It's about Jesus.
Who you are,
And
what you do.
And you might get killed in the process.
But that's your earthly body.
And then resurrection happens. And the one who was and the one who is there, but the one who is to come is not there because we've come to the end of the world again. So we're always at the end of the world,
Yeah, a few times now.
Quite a few. I would suggest to people that at the end of each of the 7 churches, you're at the end of the world, because he talks about an eternal reward at each one of those churches.
Oh, interesting.
So that's kind of a vision of, okay, if you overcome, then I will give you. So there's a slight picture of it.
Yeah.
The end of the seals, end of the world language, end of the trumpets. So you're at 9 now. 9 times.
Which simply means it cannot be chronological.
We've already had 11 chapters. So
How many times do we got to go through the end of the world?
we're almost one per chapter average. So yeah,
Perfect. It's making it real clear.
yeah. It's you remember the movie Next?
No, I've never seen it. What's it about?
Nicolas Cage.
I love Nick Cage.
He can see 2.5 minutes into the future.
Really?
Yeah.
Why have I never heard of this? It's called Next?
Next.
Next. Okay.
Hilarious and profound
2.5 minutes.
until he meets a certain woman, then he can see further.
Oh, she amplifies his power? Mm-hmm. How interesting.
And then, because of his supernatural ability, he's able to. I don't want to give it away, but he's able to. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this instead. And so you get a lot of different endings.
Yeah, you can watch the lotto numbers 2.5 minutes ahead of time and go online now. Boop, 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 boop.
Right. So
You're a
it just
billionaire.
reminds me of that, like having multiple endings of the same scene going on
until
over
he gets
over,
it right.
Until he gets it right. Right.
Okay, but what happens when he meets the woman?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, you're not going to spoil it for me? Okay, yeah, that's all right. Fair. look at me. I'm fully invested.
It's the key to the movie.
Oh, got it.
It's so good, though.
Okay.
But it just reminded me of that. Like, you can see this scenario play out over and over again in Revelation. Mm-hmm. And no, it's not chronological. Can't be.
It can't be.
The language won't let it be. And so here we are. Salty Bibles got your earth view and story of scripture, your supernatural heaven view and supernatural worldview, season 2. Revelation is split in 2. 1 through 11. 1 through 11 is pretty much that earthly perspective.
Yep.
The church is the focus.
Yeah.
Church's worship is the focus. Church's identity, who can stand. Church's purpose, the witness, is the focus.
Okay.
Chapter 12, we've flipped to the supernatural.
Love the supernatural. Oh, so we're all on a...
We're back to supernatural now. Are you excited about that?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I am.
And so what's so cool about it is it's like the Wizard of Oz, but we're really tying things together today.
We really are.
So
Who knew?
It's like pulling the curtain back and saying, who's the real wizard, right?
Yeah.
Now, in Wizard of Oz, that was a little anticlimactic. It's a crazy guy
Total disappointment.
who's just pulling levers.
Yeah.
In this case, you said the word.
Fraud?
The curtain's pulled back to show us the fraud of the evil.
Oh,
But the realness and the power of God, Jesus, Holy Spirit in the supernatural way. So chapter 12 is a hinge chapter. that swings our story in Revelation to an amplified supernatural worldview. And you're going to see it immediately because we've already covered this territory in the supernatural worldview season. The very last episode, which is everybody's favorite episode, comes from this chapter. I should let you teach this chapter.
You want me to teach it? Because I know everything?
You don't, but you don't yet.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever said. Right up there with not remembering where Jesus was crucified.
Jerusalem.
Which I haven't.
Outside the city of Jerusalem.
I haven't shut up about since it happened.
I
talked about it in our small group later that day.
Did.
I was like, guys, I couldn't remember where Jesus was crucified.
Yeah.
That's where we're at on my brain power.
That was our Monday night group this week. It was fun.
Oh, man. What a disaster.
What a fun group it was.
Oh, my gosh. It was the best. I was really sad Ross couldn't make it.
I know.
And he's still on storm.
I know.
So
and he's sleeping.
He
needs to
sleep
sleep.
right now. He does need to sleep.
Ross, you sleep.
You sleep. But he would have loved it because we watched so appropriately. We watched some of Michael Heiser's
videos,
top 10 myths of Bible study. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. You tend to think he's drier than he is.
I guess so. I think of a dry pork chop, and he's probably more like a juicy steak, but I don't know. It's just a matter of perspective.
I like dry humor though, and if you can pick up on his moments of that, they're hilarious. That's even funnier because his delivery is a nothing burger, and but that's funnier in some cases. Some people just have that where they can be dry as a pork chop, and it's still like it tastes as good as a steak. You're like that was good.
That was really good.
That was dry humor. I like that.
Yeah. So I had a professor like that in seminary. Dry. I don't think he raised his voice ever.
Always at like a 4.
3, maybe 2.
Okay.
But I sat in the front row, and because I did that, I caught all the dry humor drops that he made.
And he was like,
laughed so hard.
This guy's.
Dr. Hall was great.
He's like, this kid's picking up what I'm putting down.
R.I.P. All my professors have passed away. All my favorite ones. Really. That's sad.
That's sad. Well, you're carrying on
I got
their
a couple
teachings.
I'm trying, but I got a couple that are still living, but they're good guys. So chapter 12.
Chapter 12. Apparently, I know everything.
In the first part of chapter 12.
Because if you call back to our Christmas bonus episode.
It's funny because we're celebrating Easter this weekend, but we're going to call back to...
Oh, another full circle moment. So we're calling back to Christmas.
But it's going to be much more than that.
But if you listen to our bonus episode, spoiler alert, Christmas is not December 25th. Rather, the birth of Jesus was not December 25th.
No.
It was a very different date.
Right.
A very specific date within a very specific time frame window.
I wrote something.
You wrote something.
Yeah, I'll just read it.
Okay.
I call it a funny way to start this episode.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So picture this. It's 3 BC, September 11th, the day Jesus was born. Mm-hmm. Late afternoon in Bethlehem, a young Jewish couple's trying to check into the only Airbnb in town. But the place is packed because Caesar decided everyone needed to register for taxes right now. Meanwhile, up in the heavens, the biggest cosmic drama in history is about to drop. And the only ones who notice are a few Persian astronomers, Magi, packing their camels because the sky just shouted out to them, the king is here. And the dragon thought he had the perfect ambush plan. God smiled and said, watch me turn your worst day into my birthday party. That's chapter 12 in a nutshell that we're about to... Kind of fun, huh?
Man, I love this stuff. It's so good.
Well, let's dive in. Let's dive in. Chapter 12.
All right.
Verse 1. I just read it, and then we'll untangle it.
Okay.
A great sign. And so I think this might be the first time in Revelation he says a great sign. A great sign appeared in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars. You're already shaking your head.
Heard this before.
You're already there.
I love this. It's just so...
Crown of 12 stars on her head, and she was pregnant, and she cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven. An enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on its heads. Its tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth so that it might devour her child the moment he was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child who will rule the nations, all the nations, with an iron scepter. and her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. The woman fled into the wilderness to take a place prepared for her by God, where she might be taken care of for 1,260 days. We've heard that before. We went over the chiasm last week. Right?
Yes.
So we'll stop there for now. You have to chunk this chapter out, okay?
Yep.
All right. Going back to our Christmas episode, there's a lot here that Michael Heiser would say, and I would agree with him. These are constellations. These are signs in the heavens that God gives us.
Yeah.
I mean, think about, we're talking about this as the Artemis is rolling around in space. I mean, they're seeing all kinds of things out there, I'm sure.
Seriously.
But God gave us all of that for our pleasure, but also for help.
Well, and I think
to declare his wonders, his glory.
I think we talked about it either in season 2 or maybe even the Christmas episode, that the stars were very much a widely used tool for navigation and for understanding what time of year it was, or it was a tool. They used the stars as a tool. The constellations were a tool.
Yeah.
And it's not commonly practiced now because we don't really need it. We have GPS.
But how do we have GPS? We put little stars in the sky
precisely
called satellites.
We stuck our own stars up in the sky.
Why? Because we're a sphere.
To talk to each other, because we're not flat.
We're not flat.
It's not flat, guys.
Therefore, we need to talk to the sky.
We got to bounce the signals.
Signals got to bounce back to us.
Yeah. We got to angle them just so.
They had GPS back then. It was just called Regulus.
Okay.
The star.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jupiter, the king planet.
Right. They were using these not as like fortune telling per se, but they would take the signs from what was happening with the stars. So if the Magi are like, oh, hey, well, we have a prophecy being fulfilled here based on what we're seeing. We need to go. It's Holy Spirit's activated. Let's keep it rolling.
Ding, 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 ding,
Let's go. Start the car. So load the camel. So I love this chunk in specific because it takes something you could look up at the sky right now if you know how to and look at it.
Plug it into a computer program.
I use the Star Walk app.
Yeah, right.
It's my favorite. It's interactive. Where you hold your phone is what you're seeing. It's my kids and I love going to look for comets and things like that are happening.
Right.
We do that every summer, all summer long. Well, because they're up late and want to go see what stars are in the sky above us that night, which is really cool. So that's something that would have been commonly practiced. So this is a way of telling us exactly when something is happening.
Yeah. So you have the woman, which would be Virgo, the only constellation that's a female in the sky.
Shout out to the couple of Virgos here sitting at the table.
Born in that time.
Almost birthday twins. So close.
Like 4 hours.
So close.
On the other side of midnight.
Scott's August 28th. I'm August 29th.
9:45 p.m.
12:59 a.m.
Yeah, real close.
I was 59 minutes away from being August 29th.
August
28th.
4 hours and 14 minutes.
Almost birthday twins. It's so
there
close.
You go.
So close. So our sign here in the sky.
3 hours and 14
3
minutes.
hours. Yeah.
Am I doing that math right?
I don't know. You said 9:45?
10, 11, 12.
Yeah. 3 hours and like 15 minutes.
3:14 to be exact. 3:14.
3:14?
Yeah, because you're 59.
Yeah, that's right. 3 hours, 14 minutes. Look at that. Almost birthdays.
What a tangent.
All right.
What does that have to do with Revelation 12?
I don't know. This is what we do.
Nothing.
But it does tell.
Well, right.
It does
So
tell
you have Virgo in the sky.
Where we are, yeah.
Clothed in the sun. And when that happens and the moon's at her feet, when all that lines up, and of course there are other things going on at the time that the Magi would be reading, the king planet, the king star, Regulus and Jupiter.
Because that's what they do.
Lining up.
Yeah.
Right. All of this lines up with a constellation of a dragon at the feet of this woman in the sky. So all of that, boom, 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 lets you know, oh, she's about to give birth. Okay.
Yeah.
September 11th, 3 BC is when all that took place.
It's the only time it could.
So if you didn't listen to our spoiler alert, too late.
If you've made it this far and you didn't listen to our Christmas episode,
shame on you.
Go back and listen to the Christmas episode after this.
Yeah.
It's really eye opening. It's not like Jingle Bell Santa Claus. It's just telling on when Jesus was born.
And it's really telling.
Very telling.
Very telling. So
Yes.
it was a good one. So you have this okay, we know this perspective, right? We know this perspective from this text of Scripture. We've kind of gone down that path with that episode. Mm-hmm. Now, this enormous red dragon had 7 heads, 10 horns, 7 crowns. You might say 7. Why is it associated with him? Complete is the idea behind 7. He's completely evil. Mm-hmm. 10 is another full, complete number. So we know who we're talking about, and later on in this chapter, we know it's the serpent, the Satan. And so there's these signs in heaven, and there's a lot going on. It says his tail swept a third of the stars. What does that mean? Well,
is that in reference to the earth dwellers?
I really think it's more
threw them to the earth like stars falling.
And don't get caught up on 33%. Okay?
Sure.
All of this is symbolic language, right?
Of course, yeah.
A third of the star. It's the concept is he has followers.
That's kind of what I gathered from it.
Kind of like the sons of God who rebelled, and that whole supernatural element of rebellion against God in the heavenlies. Mm-hmm. And when he sweeps, and stars are typically thought of as divine beings in Jewish world. So these stars are swept out of this, flung to the earth, and so.
Well, and we know divine beings chose to follow him,
right? And they went to the earth, and they are put in the abyss, and the abyss has been mentioned just a few chapters earlier, and so they're on the earth, but they're creating havoc and damage and everything, and we know this.
Right.
We live it every day.
Right.
So that's how I interpret sweeping a third of the stars and flinging them to the earth. And
I don't think that's a hard thing to digest, because if this wasn't true and it didn't occur, well, we'd already beat the new heavens and the new earth already.
Yeah, right, so right.
This is actually super obvious to me.
Yeah, I think so.
He swept a third of them out of heaven and threw them to the earth. Now we've got earth dweller kind of nod happening, and that is literally the problem. That's why we're still in this mess. Because we have people that are living in the way that's not following Jesus.
Right.
And
they're being seduced by this
living for themselves and the earth instead of
influence. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yes. Right. Okay.
So the dragon stood in front of the woman who's about to give birth. We can envision that in the constellation. We can envision that on earth as well. So this heaven and earth thing are, again, mixing. Mm-hmm. And we know this story because it was King Herod that was wanting to get rid of all the children 2 years and younger, because he learned about a king of the Jews being born, and there's an uproar in Jerusalem, and he doesn't like competition for sure.
What a psycho.
But the same thing happened in Egypt, right? So there's parallel stories. Egypt, Pharaoh wanted to get rid of the Jewish babies because they were getting too prolific. They were expanding. The people were growing. They were a threat to his power. So this baby becomes a threat to Herod's power, and it's all behind the curtain. So here we are. We're pulling the curtain back. Ugh. So behind the curtain is the satanic influence getting Herod to kill Jesus as a baby. As a little baby boy.
That is just so awful.
It is awful.
It's
but
just
then
pure evil.
Other babies are getting killed.
That's what I mean.
At the same time. You read Matthew, it just really he amplifies. The weeping of Rachel and the weeping of the nation.
I just can't. It's too heavy. It's too much.
But this imagery is pulled together by John to show us, okay, you remember what was happening when Jesus was born? Mm-hmm. And around that time, this is the reason behind it. Here's the curtain. I'm pulling the curtain back on the supernatural. Here it is, so that he might devour her child the moment he was born. So the moment, okay, does it have to be the moment, like when he comes out crying? No, we're talking in terms of
very swiftly after birth.
Shortly after he's born, we need to get rid of him.
As soon as she can get up and move it.
Now the rest of this is, I think, pretty easy to understand until the very end. But she gave birth to a son, Jesus, right? A male child. Pretty clear what we're talking about here.
That's probably the most obvious thing.
Who will rule? Who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter? That comes from Psalm 2, verse 9, and also. We're going to see this again in Revelation 19. We've seen it in Revelation 2.
What is the iron scepter?
That comes from the blessing that Jacob gives to Judah, that the scepter will not depart from your hand.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
So Judah's line, which is Jesus, will have the scepter. Basically, that's where the
To
king...
tie it
the
all
king,
in together.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
where the king's going to come from.
Got it.
Out of the 12 tribes, it's going to be Judah. And so the line of Judah. And here it is.
Okay.
He will rule the nations with an iron scepter.
Okay.
So he's the king. There's no doubt
No.
what John's describing here. There's no other interpretation.
Pretty on the nose.
He's a male child born to this woman. Now the question is, who's the woman?
Or imagine Mary.
Yeah.
Is that a not safe assumption?
It's safe enough, but
Okay.
I'm going to get into something in a minute. I'm going to give you a
Well, this is going to blow my mind, I guess.
big word, but anyway.
So she went into the wilderness for 3.5 years.
And her child was snatched. This is so funny. I'll just comment on this. Her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. Now, he was just born. What John does in one verse, or even half of one verse, is he gives us Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. Just condensed.
Packages them up. So
Like
here you
this
go.
is a zip file.
Yeah.
Like this is condensed
Here's
files.
the point.
Yeah. I'm not messing around. He was born and then he snatched up. Now we know a whole lot of happened between the two.
But yeah, that's the gist. That's the gist.
Right.
It's like I've seen church signs before out like by the street that say sin bad, Jesus good, more details inside. It's like,
Yes.
I got it.
That's it.
It's pretty much what the whole Bible says.
So the snatched up part, like we know that's the ascension language in Acts chapter 1. It's to the throne of God. He sits at the right hand of the Father. We know all that. It's just like, oh, he skipped over a lot. Like after his birth, his time in the temple at age 12, his baptism at age 30, his three and a half year ministry with the disciples and all the miracles he did, and the cross and the death and the burial and the resurrection. All of that is encompassed in this little verse.
Yeah.
And then he ascends to the right hand after 40 days after the resurrection. He teaches them, and then he ascends. So all of that is there. It's just that he doesn't say it. He says it so fast.
It really does.
And her child was snatched up to God. Boom. Okay. Then it says the woman fled into the wilderness. And we've talked about wilderness before. That's supernatural language.
I thought so.
Out in the wilderness is the howls and the jackals and the evil and the demonic and it's a desert wasteland, and that theme is just a biblical theme. You have the Israelites who are saved by God from slavery. They go through the Red Sea. They come out the other side into the wilderness on their way to a promised land. You have Jesus, who's the zip file of Israel. I always say it that way. And,
Yes.
and he comes to the Jordan River and was baptized by John in the river. So he has his Red Sea experience. And then he is led by the Holy Spirit out into the wilderness. And he has 40 days, not 40 years like Israel, but 40 days, the zip file, of wilderness experiences with Satan in the wilderness. So it's just Satan loves the wilderness. That's where he really tempts you.
The wilderness, yeah.
And so what happens with you and me? We give our life to Christ. We try to get away from the slavery of sin, like Israel got away from the slavery of Egypt. Romans 6 will describe it that way, Romans 6, 7. And we go through our baptism. So that's our Red Sea experience. And on the other side of the Red Sea, we receive the Holy Spirit. Where is it going to lead us to? Well, it's not going to be any different than Israel. It's not going to be any different than Jesus. There will be a wilderness. On our way to the promised land. What's the promised land? God coming back here and making everything brand new. But that hasn't happened yet, okay? Or we haven't died to be in his presence. That hasn't happened yet, at least for us right now. For many people it has, but not for us right now.
Yeah.
So, we're in the wilderness. And I always think of Disney World. And
You think of Disney
I
World?
know.
Okay. Walk me through that. Happiest place on earth makes you think of the
Big Thunder Mountain is the roller coaster out in Magic Kingdom on the
Okay.
far side. And they're redoing it right now. But
Okay.
And every time you get on the ride, you have this kind of like an old man's voice telling you, "Welcome to the wildest ride in the wilderness." And it's fun. It's a fun roller coaster.
Yeah.
But I always hear that voice in my head, the wildest ride in the wilderness. And so here we are. The woman flees into the wilderness. Now, this is the cool part. To a place prepared for her by God. So as God took care of Israel, gave him manna, gave him water from the rock, and took care of him. God took care of his son Jesus. Angels came and attended to his needs when he refused the temptation of Satan. So he will take care of you and me in the church as we flee to the wilderness. And we're taken care of for 1,260 days. Okay. Now, can we just hammer this down home harder and harder and harder? The 1,260 days is 3.5 years. Are we really talking about 3.5 exact?
Well, it's so hard for me.
Literal years.
Because I'm just thinking maybe it was only because then he wouldn't have been at risk for being murdered by his government. He's clearly a 3.5-year-old toddler. That's not a baby under 2.
We're not talking about Jesus anymore.
I know. That's what makes me confused. So walk me through it.
Well, we kind of walked through that chiasm last week. The 1,260, the 42 months.
Yes.
3.5. It's all 3.5.
All
they all equal 3.5.
Yeah.
One says months, one says days, one says days, and then that very hour.
Yeah.
So you have all this time element in it. 3.5 is half a 7. So it's basically saying, 7's a complete period of time. 3.5 is an incomplete period of time.
Got it.
Halftime. If you will.
All right.
Halftime.
I love when they break a song down to halftime.
Right.
So intense.
So it's just halftime.
So
it's not a full complete period of time. It is a temporary period of time. Well,
so she's only in the wilderness for a
temporary
time.
Period of time.
Because the Savior is now here and salvation is coming.
Salvation has come, but it hasn't come completely.
Right. It's
now
not
and not
finished.
yet.
It's not finished yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now and not yet. So we have the Jesus movement, if you will, the church. You have the Holy Spirit movement, the church. And yet Jesus hasn't returned yet. Heaven hasn't come back to earth yet.
Got it.
So we live in this wilderness time, which is temporary.
Don't we know it?
Don't we know it? We live in 3.5 time. Okay, and it's going to come up again in this chapter. So that's how that works. Now I'm going to really mess with your mind a little bit.
Oh, yay.
You okay with that?
Oh, thank God I got a large coffee today. He knew I'd need it.
Yeah. So I think we got that Christmas story figured out. But here's the thing about John. When he uses images, when he uses the symbolisms that he uses throughout his writing here, especially with Revelation, it's unbelievable.
Literally unbelievable in every sense of the word.
The word is
terrifying.
The word I want to introduce to you is polyvalent.
Polyvalent?
Yes. Polyvalent
many,
is
what?
Many
valent
perspectives or many possible of many images that could mean 2 or 3 things at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So first of all, the woman. Who is the woman? Okay, well, obviously your answer makes sense.
Mary.
It's Mary because she's giving birth. But also, Israel is thought of as a woman. So all the history of Israel, the 12 tribes, leading the nation of Israel, the nation she, is this whole nation leading up to, and all the prophets and everything leading up to a historical birth of a Messiah. Right? So she, the woman, can also be Israel. In specific, as Israel funnels its way to Mary.
Right.
And then outside of Mary, once he's snatched up to God and to his throne, now the woman, it says, flees to the wilderness. Now who's the woman? Oh, that might just be the followers of Jesus.
I should say
the
all
church,
of us.
the church.
The church, yeah.
So in one paragraph,
so it's all encompassing of everyone.
The woman can be Israel, Mary, and the church. It's like the diamond. You turn it and you're like, oh. Mm-hmm. And in what you can say about it is it's always the people of God.
Yeah,
if
for
you
sure.
want to give it a big title.
No matter which way you look at it, it is a person of God.
The people of God, and then a person of God, and then the people of God again. And Mary's kind of like the epicenter of that story. Huh. So anyway,
okay.
Yeah.
More proof it's symbolic in nature and not so literal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so one image,
This guy is nuts with his writing.
I know.
Come on.
One image can mean two or three things at the same time as it moves through the story. And it's okay. It's not, it's true to what we know about the story of Scripture, right?
Yeah.
And so we can move with it. Mm-hmm. We can go from Israel to Mary to the church in one paragraph and it still be the same woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, and we have to accept that because we speak the English language and we have words that mean the same thing, like record and record.
Yeah.
Good luck.
There.
At least those are spelled different.
Right.
Record and record.
Oh, that's true.
Same word.
Yes.
Good luck figuring out which one we mean.
Well, a record is something that was recorded.
Precisely. But why are they different?
Right. One's a noun and one's a verb.
Imagine holding up a vinyl record.
Right. Exactly. Vinyl record.
So here specifically to our listeners, you should just accept this for what you're saying here on multiple meanings because we speak the English language.
Yeah.
And can you imagine trying to teach someone who does
No.
No.
I would
cannot.
hate it.
I feel so blessed to have been born into an English speaking family because this language is awful and so confusing.
Yeah.
And this, I don't want to say it's awful, but it is confusing.
Sure.
Because it does mean more than one thing. And now I see that now, the way that you've described it. The diamond thing is so good. Like the way you hold a diamond and how it looks differently from every angle, even from a millimeter turn, right? It looks totally different.
Same diamond.
Same exact diamond. Completely different angle and
right.
picture.
And that's Revelation. A lot of Revelation is this.
That to me, with the woman in specific, yes.
So can I give you another story that'll blow your mind a little bit?
You know what? Why not?
Why not?
We're already here.
We're already there. Let's go there.
Here.
Go deep into it here.
You talk. I'm going to drink my coffee.
So there's also a backstory. Now I can't. Okay, what I'm about to tell you doesn't mean that John was thinking this, but it certainly was in their reality. It was in their orbit. Okay, there's more literature than just the Bible. In John's day.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of.
Well, the Book of Enoch.
Enoch's
that.
there,
yeah.
but even like non-religious books or Jewish books, we're talking about Greek mythology. There's plenty of Greek mythology floating around.
Yeah.
Okay, so they knew these stories.
Yes.
In knowing these stories, when I'm about to read to you, you're gonna say, "Yeah, John probably had that in his mind too when he wrote this chapter about this woman who's giving birth and." Water's involved later on in the chapter, and here we go.
Okay.
Greek mythology is the story of Apollo. This is a possible backstory to what John's writing, because he knew all of his listeners and everybody reading would, I know that story.
They'd be aware of that story.
Greek mythology.
Yeah, popular story.
The story of Apollo is his parents. His parents of being Zeus and Hera is the mom, but Zeus, just like too many guys in America, had a mistress.
Yep.
And Zeus's mistress name was Leto.
Okay.
And Leto and
One
Zeus got together, did what, Greek gods do, and had a baby, Apollo. Hera, the wife, of course, is jealous. Of course she is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're telling the story. So Hera forbids all land on earth to allow Leto to give a place for Leto to have birth, to give birth.
Oh man.
So Greek mythology, you got to go into this world, right? So Hera, she's just mad, at Zeus for sleeping around. She sends Python, the monster serpent, from the deluge.
Not from Monty.
No. To kill Apollo. Go after that child. And
why aren't they going after each other?
I know.
Why are they going after their babies? That is so demented.
Because you know that a baby will connect Zeus with Leto forever.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, but
we know how
if
this works.
If you lose Leto, I mean...
Right. But
not that I'm condoning murder here.
Yeah, no, I know.
But I'm just saying.
But Apollo will always remind of Leto. I'm sure she's trying to get
I guess, but Leto's
so this
still around.
is like this Python monster serpent is the Greek version of Leviathan in the Old Testament.
Okay.
It's kind of parallel.
Okay.
And then you have Poseidon. You've heard of Poseidon, the sea god, takes pity on Leto. Like, Hera's not going to give you any place on land to give birth. Okay, I'll take pity on you. Sends a dolphin.
You can have a water birth.
Yes. Sends a dolphin who carries Leto, carries her like dolphin. I don't know what.
And you thought it was weird that I brought up sea puppies. I stand on that 10 toes down, even firmer now. I sense a dolphin.
I'm not even in the Bible anymore. So.
I just imagine this very pregnant demigod of sorts just riding a dolphin.
Riding a dolphin, baby.
Good Lord.
Forget the donkey and Mary. We're talking about dolphins now. So Carrie's Lido.
This is a Christian podcast.
I know, it's crazy. I know. But just follow me here.
I'm following.
Carries Lido, this dolphin carries Lido to a floating island called Delos, which is ironically in parallel worlds. It's near Patmos. Well, that's amazing because Patmos is the island where John is writing the book of Revelation.
Yes.
Which is like so cool.
That is cool.
So then floods the island with shallow water.
Oh, just enough.
Just enough so Lido doesn't give birth on land because of the curse of Hera.
Okay, so that answers my question on logistics.
So Apollo is born, and in 4 days, Apollo kills Python, the sea monster.
Oh, okay.
Ushers in a golden age among the gods. Now,
is that why they call it a Lido deck?
I have no idea.
I've just heard that phrase, and I just wondered now.
Maybe. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Like, isn't that like a Lido deck, like a term in
I don't know.
marine? Well, I want to Google it.
You Google it. I will explain that story is sitting in the backdrop of John's world.
The Lido deck. You should know. You're a cruiser. This is on cruise ships. The Lido deck is on a cruise ship. It's the primary open air upper level pool deck on a cruise ship.
The best part.
That's the Lido deck.
I love the Lido deck. Why? Because it's where the water is.
It's where the water is. But
isn't that funny?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's funny.
Look at that. Yeah, the Lido deck. Now you know. Now you can tell Carrie, like, I'm going to Lido deck, and she will probably say, okay.
What?
Because she probably knows what that is.
No, she doesn't.
She's
I'm gonna go home.
vacation planner.
I'll go home today.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask her that question. What's a Lido deck? And if she answers it, I will text you today and say,
my wife
you're right.
Is a genius.
You're right, and I'm wrong, and you both.
Perfect.
I will never question you guys again. If she doesn't know, I will tell you, I'm right, you're wrong.
I know
and
everything.
I'm the most smartest person in the world. I don't know. So,
perfect. Got
it.
The message will be received either way.
It will be.
Oh, man.
So that story sits in the backdrop of Greek mythology. And it sounds so familiar, does it not?
Totally.
A woman giving birth, a monster trying to...
In treachery, yeah.
Kill the baby.
In not super great conditions.
No. And then she successfully gives birth, and then it so happens that Apollo at age 4 days, that's how demigods work, kills the python, kills the sea monster. Well, here we go with the rest of the story. But anyway, that is a possible backdrop to the story, as well as the constellations in the sky.
Okay, so it would have been a popular story at the time.
Polyvalent.
Got
right?
it.
So there's some storytelling going on here that would be relevant to John's readers, maybe not so much relevant to us, but if we learned that...
It's like their pop culture.
Yeah, it is their pop culture. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so here they understand that story, what it means. Oh, the baby beats the sea monster. Mm-hmm. And in our real life story, the baby beats the serpent. Mm-hmm. And here's how it works. Verse 7. Then war broke out in heaven. Oh, see,
there we go again.
That's the phrase that changed my mind, by the way.
On?
The need for a new heavens and new earth.
Oh, I see. You're right.
There's war in heaven.
Yeah.
What?
How could there be? Yeah.
Heaven's the most perfect place.
Heaven's perfect.
No.
But if it were.
In the heavenly realms with the rebellious supernatural beings, war breaks out.
It's true.
That's crazy. So Michael, your son.
Michael. Not the archangel, but you know.
Yeah, right.
No, but we love him all the same.
This is the archangels. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. Yes, supernatural warfare going on. If there's any war going on in the book of Revelation, here it is.
Yeah.
It is not Armageddon, which we'll get to weeks from now.
Okay.
It is not this earthly gathering up of people. No, it's not any of that.
Would the humans have even known this was going on just yet?
No.
Yeah, how could they?
This is all taking place
Supernatural
at the
war.
birth of Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And in a subsequent death, burial, and resurrection. Right. So all of that is the impetus for this war. But it says the dragon was not strong enough, and him and his angels, demons, lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down. The ancient serpent. Now he pulls one image from he pulls several images from the Old Testament into the New, into one character, because in the Old Testament, the serpent was the serpent, the Kosh. It was just the serpent. It wasn't called Satan. It wasn't called the devil. It was just the serpent. But as time goes on, the Satan shows up in Job, and then the devil shows up in the Gospels, where Jesus is confronting him and being tempted by him in the wilderness. So then here John does it again. The polyvalent thing happens again, but he's pulling all these images into one. That ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. It's like, okay, here's our villain.
The guy.
He's the villain, right?
He's the final villain boss.
He was hurled to the earth and his angels with him. And so kind of that right there explains why we deal with evil all the time. Because of what Jesus does in his birth, ministry, death, burial, and resurrection caused this heavenly war to break out. Michael to win, Satan to lose, and he's hurled to the earth. Okay? So it's like that's what I call the hinge. Like this is like the heaven and earth, like worlds colliding, and it reminds me of the Matrix, where Agent Smith and Neo are fighting in the air, and there's water everywhere, and they're spinning around, and that's just my vision of it.
Epic battle,
and they fall. It's great. Then it says in verse 10, I heard a loud voice in heaven say. Now this is just like almost like a praise chorus,
okay,
if you will. It's written in your Bible like a poetry. Okay. Now have come the salvation and the power of the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Messiah. Oh boy, here we go. End of the world stuff again.
Yep.
For the accuser of our brothers and sisters, that's Satan, who accuses them before our God day and night, like Job, has been hurled down. Like the battle has happened.
He's done.
He's done.
Yep.
Right? And everything that, like God said in Psalm 82, you sons of God, you've ruled so terribly. You will die like mere mortals. Here we go.
Yep.
They triumphed over him by how? And this is interesting. How does a Christian triumph over Satan? By the blood of the Lamb, by the word of their testimony. So Jesus going to the cross wins the battle. Yeah. That's what they're paralleling those two things. And our word of testimony, us saying yes to Jesus, in not just in a moment of baptism, but in a lifelong living of saying yes to him.
In the face of everything. Every
day.
Yep.
So, blood of the Lamb, word of the testimony, that's how we win. It's not, there's a supernatural battle, but that is what's going on behind the scenes. The real thing's going on is the cross. The real battle's going on when he's getting spikes in his hands, right?
Yeah.
And it's getting ugly, flogged, 376 times or whatever it is.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sad.
And today, we're actually recording this on Good Friday, so it just kind of hits a lot more home today. So, therefore, he says, rejoice, you heaven. So it's like, yay, the heavenly realm. And you who dwell in the heavenly realm. Then it says this. So it's like, good for you. We kicked him out.
He's done.
He's done.
Yeah.
Right? He's not there anymore.
Shoo.
But then the next phrase is like, oh no. But woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil has gone down to you. And he is filled with fury because he knows that his time is short.
It's going to get ugly, is what I'm gathering from that.
So it's like...
by the way, we made him really mad.
Yeah.
Because he did lose. So, brace yourselves, y'all.
We ticked him off.
He's coming.
Yep.
And he's PO'd.
He thought, he had conquered the Son of God, the Most High Son of God, by putting him on a cross.
Yeah.
They thought, gotcha. And then God says... snatched up to heaven. I'm going to raise him from the dead, and then I'm going to bring him to the right hand of the Father. And he now rules over, and of course, all that's encompassing in that story is something that we've done in the supernatural. 1 Peter chapter 3, Jesus goes down to those in prisons, into the abyss.
Yep.
And he tells them, I've conquered death.
You
Your
lose.
doom is sealed.
Yep.
You lose, right?
You lose.
And then earlier in chapter 1 and I think in chapter 2 or 3 here in Revelation to the church of Philadelphia, I hold the keys to death and Hades. Mm-hmm. Like, I ripped them away. They don't belong to anybody but me. I determine all this now. So his power through the cross and burial and resurrection just conquers everything. And so all that Satan, the devil, has left is to be thrown to the earth, to the sea.
And throw a hissy fit.
And you and I are in the wilderness of that hissy fit.
Of course, yeah. We're only humans still here. Like,
so if you were wondering why bad things happen to you, this is why. You're wondering why bad things happen to innocent people? This is why.
yeah.
You're wondering why illness besets you.
Yep.
This is why. He's wreaking havoc. And all he wants to do is destroy you. You have to know that.
Yeah. He's not looking out for you.
This woe to you to the earth is a real sentence.
Yeah.
Woe to the earth, because he's filled with fury. Now, the cool thing is he knows his time is short. So he knows that this is temporary, just like that 3.5, 1260, 42 months, that whole chiasm structure.
Right.
It's temporary time. So then we get into this last part of chapter 12. When the dragon saw that he had been hurled to the earth, he's looking back like, what just happened to me?
Stars around his eyes.
Yeah, I
like,
know.
Woo.
I like how John writes that when the dragon saw that he'd been hurled to the earth, he's like, oh.
He didn't even realize what hit him.
What does he do? He pursued the woman who had given birth to the male child. Now, could we say that that's Mary? Sure.
This is where it comes full circle for me. Because that can't just be about Mary.
No.
That is Israel. That is the children of God. That sentence right there makes that click for me.
Yep.
Because that makes the full picture complete to me. Like, he goes after the woman who gave birth to the male child, which really is just a simple way of saying he's going after the followers of Jesus Christ.
Yes. And you're going to see that next. So John now is going to wed an Old Testament concept, where God rescues Israel out of the clutches of Egypt and slavery. And what happens is in Exodus 19, it's in verse 4 in particular, it's described in a very symbolic way. I rescued you like an eagle carried you like an eagle out of, like an eagle carries someone out of slavery and into the wilderness. So
right.
Like an eagle. So it says in verse 14, the woman was given the 2 wings of a great eagle. So this whole imagery of connecting the dots between God's people, the Old Testament and now, Satan's coming after the woman, the church, God's people, and the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle. So it's the callback again. It's the callback to say God's going to take care of you in the wilderness, so that she might fly to the place prepared for her in the wilderness. We've already heard this earlier after the Mary figure gives birth.
Right.
She's taken care of for 1,260 days.
Yep.
Well, here we go again. It's just a repeat. So she might fly to the place prepared for her in the wilderness, where she'll be taken care of for what? A time?
A time.
Times and a half a time. Do the math. Time is 1.
Yep.
Times is 2, 3, and a half time and a half. Times and a half a time is just another way of saying 1260, another way of saying 42, another way of saying 3.5.
Yeah, whoever was proofreading for him was like, John, you can't keep saying 3.5. You can't keep saying that.
Come up with more ways to say it, right?
It sounds a little too repetitive. It's like when you start using the same pronoun over and over and over again, you got to break it up.
Yeah, break
Use
it up.
something more descriptive.
Sure.
Whoever's proofreading for John was like, bust that up a little bit.
That'd be the Holy Spirit.
It's got to be interesting. People are going to read this. They're reading Greek mythology, man. You got to shake it up.
You have to understand that time, half a time.
Make them think.
Comes from Daniel too. So it's a phrase in the Old Testament as well. So it's another callback, yes. But still, 3.5 is the concept.
Yeah.
And it says she's taken care of for time, times and half time out of the serpent's reach. And so it's like it goes to all this that we've learned so far. In the 7 seals, the people of God are going to be sealed. Why? Because they're not going to get the final judgment. They're not going to receive the final judgment. God's going to protect them, And so here he is protecting them outside the serpent's reach.
Yeah.
Then it says, just gets more fun. And the callbacks and the imagery is just huge. Then from his mouth, the serpent spewed water like a river to overtake the woman and sweep her away with the torrent. Remind you of Egypt? Remind you of the Red Sea?
Yeah.
Remind you of water being chaos and evil and the potential of death and destruction?
Right.
And it was for Pharaoh and his armies, but not for God's people. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what the serpent tried to do. Let's use water. We'll trap them with water.
Yeah.
And you can just go back to the Greek mythology. The whole curse on Leto was water,
Right.
You can't get on land.
Nope, can't give birth. Good luck.
But shallow water,
Loopholes.
Leto loopholes, right?
She gave birth on Lido deck. I'll never look at it the same. I knew that was a thing.
That's so fun. I had never heard that before.
Your next cruise, you're going to know.
Oh, I will totally.
Ruined.
Carrie, we're going to Lido.
Going to Lido deck.
We're going to Lido deck.
You were sitting there, you're like, this is where she gave birth, eh?
Yep.
Get a rocky day at sea. Lido deck's covered in a little bit of water.
And they're covered with kids too. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. Ugh. I'm sure of it. It's my whole life. It's my whole life.
So this Satan character, this serpent, is trying to kill the woman and sweep her away, just like he did in the Old Testament in Egypt with God's people. So it will be here. Then it says this: but the earth helped the woman by opening its mouth, swallowing the river that the dragon had spewed. Notice he calls it a serpent. He calls it a dragon. He interchanges
he's covering.
Yeah, he's again polyvalent.
He's trying to make sure that any reference throughout the Old and New Testament is covered.
It's Satan.
The Satan,
Satan,
devil,
the devil,
the serpent, the dragon, the enemy.
The enemy.
Yeah.
So, and this might be the first time he calls it the dragon. I'm going to look up here real quick. And this might be the first time he calls it a dragon.
Here in 12?
Yeah, because the dragon shows up next chapter.
Okay.
In a big way. So, the earth helped the woman by opening its mouth, swallowing the river that the dragon had spewed out of his mouth. Let's remember Moses holding the staff in his hand, and the waters of the Red Sea part, and they walk on dry land.
Yeah.
So, again, images that we've seen before in the Bible, describing that God will take care of us even in miraculous ways. And then it says, and this is how this chapter ends, which is great. The dragon was enraged at the woman, but knows he can't overtake God's people. So he went off to wage war against the rest of her offspring. Who are the offspring? John, thank you for giving us a definition. Here's the definition, because the very next words he says, who are the offspring? Those who keep God's commands, hold fast their testimony about Jesus. Basically, Christians.
I was just going to say us.
Us.
Yeah.
So here's how it's just not too hard to interpret this, I don't think.
No.
The dragon cannot overcome the church.
Nope.
And in fact, Jesus even thumbed his nose at the base of the mountain of Mount Hermon, where all of the supernatural rebellion had taken place in Genesis 6. And he says, who do people say I am? And Peter says, you're the Son of God, the Messiah, Son of God. And he says, yes, on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades and hell will not prevail against it. So he knows he can't win the war, but he's going to win. He's going to try to win some battles.
Yeah.
So what does he do? I can't beat the woman, but I'm going to beat her offspring. So what's happening in your life? This is so practical to everybody listening right now. So practical. If we just dive into this, we realize, man, this is my everyday struggle. Mm-hmm. You are a target if you follow Jesus.
100%.
Now, if you don't follow Jesus, he still wants to destroy you.
I was just going to say, you're not protected. It's quite the opposite, in fact.
But you obviously are not a greater target because he's already got you trapped.
You're already a prisoner.
Got you enslaved. Yep.
You're completely a prisoner.
You're already creating habits in your life and doing things against God, whether you know it or not. Mm-hmm. You're just doing it, and he's got you where he wants you.
Well, it's like, misery loves company, and that guy, the enemy is miserable.
Absolutely.
And he wants you under the guise of like, I can give you everything you've ever wanted. And it's like, the only answer to that is like, we need to just want God, because all the rest of it is left right here on earth when we go. But eternal life is on the other side of it. And that's something that the enemy does not understand.
Right.
And even if he does understand it, he doesn't value it because that's why he's the enemy. But that's being on this side of freedom may not look free when you word it like you've got a target on your back. But freedom is pretty great. And freedom is something people want to take from you if they're miserable. Mm-hmm. So you've got this dragon here coming after Christians because he couldn't win the war with someone that not only created us, but is constantly looking out for us.
Yeah.
So like
protecting us in the wilderness. Yes.
Yeah, always. And I think that it would be easy and wrong at the very base of it to say, well, then why would I even follow God if it's just this uphill battle? That's literally the point. That's literally the point. He died for you. Yeah. Like he created, not only did he create you, if that wasn't enough, then he sent his only son and he died in a horrific way. I actually, before we started recording today, I was telling Scott about a different podcast I was listening to, and that the man speaking on this podcast is, studies the Shroud of Turin. Mm-hmm. And he had these ancient artifacts and talked about, you had just referenced how many times Jesus was like whipped with these, and it's
quite a few.
It's this like handheld thing with 3 ropes on it with lead balls at the end. It wasn't just like a rope with a whip. It was a really horrific weapon.
Brutal.
He had been hit 370 plus times or something. I think that was the number. And that he had lost like a third of his blood and like still was expected to take his cross and carry it up through the town, which he was still then being hurt and fell on his face. And like, not to get too deep on the Shroud of Turin, because I'm very new at all that, but like it showed all these places where he would have been injured, the shroud does. And like his nose was bleeding because he would have face planted on the street. And he had limestone embedded into his knee and in his nose and in his forehead because he would have collapsed into the limestone streets. And if you've been to Jerusalem, it's like everything's limestone, He would have had this embedded. And to think about like what this man went through just to save us. And here on Good Friday, it's hitting real home. I know we're a couple weeks out from that now by the time this airs, but like just perspective to keep on Good Friday, because like, how can that be good? Well, it's good because he spoiler alert, he wins.
Right.
Because Sunday is coming, right?
Right.
Because Sunday is coming. The resurrection is coming.
Right.
Easter will be here. And that's his promise. And the devil promises you nothing except everything you've wanted earthly. You want money, you want riches, you want power, I'll give it to you. And it's like, that sounds super great, but like, what then when I die? And he's like, no, don't worry about that. And it's like, no, I am super worried about that because I don't want to spend an eternity in hell. I don't want to spend an eternity. I don't want to cease to exist.
Right.
I want my soul to continue and do God's work.
Right.
So this earthly crap doesn't mean anything, literally at all, except to do his work. So the enemy coming after us, it's a cheap shot. It's a total cheap shot because it's all he's got. He's
everybody
weak.
Listening right now, don't you think Blair could just do my sermon this week?
Oh, yeah, I'm preaching. Look at me.
I mean, better than I would.
I'm fired up about this.
That's
I'm
awesome.
fired. Imagine me 4 years ago talking about any of this.
I know. This is the transformation that's fun to watch.
I was like, is purgatory real?
Right.
It's so many questions.
Don't bring that up. Now people are going to be like, what?
It's not. So spoiler, it's not. We'll just keep that simple. But the point is, I like this right here. Like, it's just so cheap. It's so cheap. It's so low blow. It's so gross. Like, don't follow the enemy in order to save yourself a target on your back, because you've got the target anyway. You're either free or you're in prison. And freedom looks pretty good with a target on the back even still. So by all of this wrapping up, it just follow Jesus. I mean, it sounds so simple, but it really is that simple. Right. It really is that simple.
And he will take care of you in this wilderness that we're in.
Through baptism and everything. Like, it's a beautiful place to live.
So chapter 12 just weds together the heaven and earth narrative. It's just this incredible wedding of these.
Probably why it's got me fired up, because I love that.
I know, because there's things going on in our world right now, in our lives, can be explained by the spiritual battle that took place in the heavens, and that's been hurled to the earth now. And only the victory that was in the heavens came by a supernatural resurrection that God gave Jesus. And that comes in the first part of chapter 12. And so you have the whole gospel story in a nutshell, really here. The whole heaven and earth narrative in a nutshell here in chapter 12. Now, chapters 1 through 11 took us more on an earthly path.
Totally.
Chapters 12 through 20, oh my, we're going to...
Well, there's probably more where that came from then. More confusion for me.
We're going to be in symbolic fairyland. It's going to be like fantasy land of symbolisms. It's going to be like, wow. But he amplifies it so much, and he gives us such a vivid picture of what's going on behind the scenes in the supernatural so that we can understand the battle we're in.
Yeah.
It's such a battle. And you're going to see the curtain come back now in chapters 13 and following as we get into the next week. It's just going to be so profound. It's going to be so deep. It's going to be so good. Stay tuned for next week. I will explain 666 to everybody.
Oh, okay. You did this in a sermon series too.
I did, but, I'm going to do a little bit more, of course, here because...
You've got the time.
We have the time to do it here, and I like that. I can't.
Yeah, I can't dive.
I can't talk like this on the stage, or people fall asleep. Probably.
I don't know if they fall asleep.
They'd be like, too much
like,
at one time.
Sir,
can't digest.
I thought this was supposed to be out by 11. What's going on? Got a soccer game to get to.
Get lunch plans.
And depending on the time of year, football starts in about an hour. I got to get home. Got to get the buffalo chicken dip in the oven.
Yes.
And that is terrible priorities.
I know.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it.
So, all right.
So chapter 12 is this incredible hinge.
I like it.
It just flips.
I can see why it's your favorite.
Yeah. Oh, well, here's the funny thing.
Covers all of it.
I don't know if I have it. I don't think I have it anymore. If I do, I don't know where it's at. In seminary, 1996, 97.
Okay.
98, somewhere in the late 90s.
Okay.
I was in Revelation class with Dr. Bob Lowry and about 7 or 8 other students. We were in class. And he was teaching us the whole book of Revelation. And our major project for that class was to write a 25-page paper on a chapter.
You have to write 25 pages on something that's 17 verses?
Mm-hmm. And I wrote on chapter 12. Now, if I had that paper, and I don't know, I wouldn't even know where to begin to look for it. It's because we didn't have computers back then.
It's not stored on your Google Drive.
It's real paper. No, it's not. And I would love to read what I wrote about it because I know it was probably terrible. I am confident it was horrible.
Think?
Yeah. I probably said a few things that made sense, but
a few things.
And I got like an A- on the paper, so at least Bob didn't flunk me.
I was like, A for effort, pal.
What's that?
A for effort.
Yeah, E for effort, dude.
All I wanted you to do was think.
Well, the thing is, the way we would grade the paper was he would highlight our paper on a session with the students.
Oh.
Let's go over your paper with everybody else. That's the way seminary. We did oral exams,
bearing your soul in front of everybody.
Yes. And so I keep thinking back to that day. I'm like, I wrote 25 pages on this chapter, and I'm thinking, did I get it right? Did I not get it right? I'm sure I didn't have all this in my head back then. So I was, back then I was 26, 27, 28 years old. I'm now double that age, and I'm quite confident I have a much better understanding of chapter 12 now than I ever did half a life ago. So I think that's kind of funny.
I feel like that would be terrible if you didn't.
Yeah, and I should know a lot more. Right.
Well, even just your like the supernatural sort of awakening that you had.
That wasn't even in my head back then.
No, but
not even close.
How telling though that it sounds like maybe you were craving or you were kind of pulled to something more without even really knowing why.
Always.
Like that's
me.
got it work.
That's me always wanting to learn more and insights and things that just make the Bible pop.
Well, in hindsight too, because now it's like, if this was your favorite back then and you didn't even know why, that's got it work. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I've got something for you. And you're going to have a punch in the face of it one day.
It was that class. Yes. No kidding. Big punch.
Yeah.
It was that class and Bob Lowry that got me excited about the book of Revelation.
Yeah.
And so I never heard any preachers except, the sensational sermons that would reference Revelation to talk about, here's the timeline for the end of the world.
Days.
Yeah.
Yes.
The apocalypse and blah, blah, blah.
It's a little fear-mongering.
It was. Very fear-mongering.
That's what turns people away from it.
And it just weird stuff. And I remember my preacher growing up, he went through the 7 churches, and outlined them as if they were 7 eras of history.
Oh.
And that we're living in the era of Laodicea. Now, you'll hear that, okay? And Laodicea is the 7th church, so we know we're living in the end time. It's almost here because we're in Laodicea. We're past Philadelphia, Smyrna, and all. We're in Laodicea, and I'm like, and so I remember distinctly going home that day and telling my dad what our preacher preached about, because my dad was preaching at a church somewhere, and he said, "Oh, son."
Walter was not having it.
No. He said, I remember sitting in his office in our house in Lansing, Michigan, and him saying, okay, let me fix what you just heard.
What a blessing your dad is to set you straight in that moment, because imagine the rest of the congregation that went home and was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, we're end of days. So,
you know,
he got me curious about Revelation at that point in time, because I'm like, oh, so what I'm hearing is not exactly the truth. And then when I got into seminary, years later,
further cemented that.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so what I decided is, if I can tackle this book, I can probably tackle any book.
That's true.
Because this is a hard one.
That's
it's not easy. And so I thought, well, if we're going to do the podcast, let's do it that way. Let's go hard out of the gate. You know, the whole story of Scripture. Yeah, let's go. Let's tackle the whole Bible. How about from a supernatural worldview? Yeah, let's do something nobody's much done before except Michael Heiser, who's the pioneer of all this, right?
Right.
All the credit to him. And then let's just take all those concepts and lay it on top of this incredible book that's very, very difficult to understand for most people.
Yeah.
Okay. And if they do nothing else, well, this is great, right? This is fun. But we'll do more. I
feel maybe it's like blindly confident in what I know about the Bible and in comparison to just even where I was 4 years ago. But even just a year ago, specifically, after we've done these deep dives, I mean, I'm learning in real time.
Yep.
But then here I get on a preaching moment here.
That's great.
I can't even help it. It's just like, I'm like fired up for Jesus, because it's like, it is Good Friday. And when you think about the weight of someone dying for you, think about your best friend, think about your husband, think about your mom or your dad, and they don't die of natural causes. They're specifically dying for you. And if you step into that mindset, thinking Jesus is a friend of yours, thinking Jesus is someone who loves you and protects you and is a confident, and he died for you specifically. If you can't move through Good Friday in pure gratitude, take a minute and reflect, because I don't know how anyone else does it. Like, it's so sad, but it's also so incredible that someone died for me and you and everyone else died. And then, that's amazing, but also came back.
Right.
So it's hard for me not to get fired up about this in specific, especially when a verse like chapter 12, because it caught me on a great day. It does encompass literally the whole story. It's
all here.
In 17 verses.
Because of that act of
Yes.
sacrifice and the resurrection, sets in motion chapter 12.
Yes.
Which is a dragon hurled to the earth, pursuing the woman, can't overtake her, goes after the offspring. Here we are.
And it brings us right now.
And then chapter 13 on is going to tell you, here are the demonic, here are the behind the scenes, past the veil forces that are fighting for your attention, fighting for your life, trying to destroy you.
And why?
And culture's doing this, and government's doing this, and you're going to see all that. It's not a predictive future.
No.
It's a present reality for John's readers.
Yes.
And it's a present reality for us, and everybody since John's readers to us in history have experienced all the things Revelation has to offer and warn us about. And here we are,
still in it.
We're all trying to sensationalize and say, well, here's the timeline. No, it's not a timeline.
We're still in it.
It's just telling you that you're going to experience this like John did, like everybody else in the history has. So buckle up, Buttercup. Here we go.
Follow Jesus. Okay?
That's it for today. The rest of the story. Good day. Yeah. A little hard, Polly.
Oh, man. You were right. Before we started recording, you're like, you're going to love this one. I did love this one. This one was really good.
I knew you would. Yep.
I think anything that involves the supernatural and brings it all, just basically brings it around full circle for me, is like, because there's never been more proof that we're still in it. There's never been more proof of what God wants of us. And then he even goes as far as to explain why. Like, hey, by the way, I whooped him at war in heaven. So he's super upset. And he honestly, you just got to watch out for this guy, because he's unhinged. He's unpredictable. He's going to lie. Sorry. but that's what you got to deal with now.
That's it.
And it's for your own good.
Yeah.
Just got to trust me. You just got to trust me. So he even goes to explain why when he doesn't have to explain anything to us. But he does because he loves us and he wants us to understand. He wants us to see. So
I like the idea he's taking care of us for times and a half time.
Times and a half time.
3.5. Incomplete
I'm going to
temporary
start telling
time.
people that when James hits 3.5, like, oh, how old is he? He's times and a half time. They're going to be like, what? Are you having a stroke? What's going
What's
on?
wrong with you, girl?
He's times and a half time, Revelation 12. And they're going to be like, okay, freak. So is he what?
That's funny.
3.5.
That's
He's
3.5. And
Oh,
by the
man.
way, they say terrible twos. It's really terrible threes.
Anybody who says terrible twos just didn't have a 3-year-old yet.
Yep.
Give me a 4 and 5-year-old any day over
Yeah.
a 3-year-old.
I agree.
I don't mind even 2.
We better let our listeners go have lunch or something.
I
They're probably
suppose.
like, oh.
We don't care, guys. No, I hope you care. I hope you're listening. And I hope you had a wonderful Easter. We will see you next time for Revelation 13. Just one chapter next week, right?
Yes, just one chapter.
Just one chapter. All right. I got to check because you doubled up on us last week.
I know.
So I just kind of watch you.
666 is on its way.
666 is coming, and we're going to learn more about that. So
Yes.
stay tuned. We will see you guys next time. You know the drill. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Salty Bible Podcast. Don't forget, if you have any questions, send us an email, saltybiblepodcast@gmail.com. Submit a review or click the 5th star so that people can find us easier. Share with a friend so that way we can get these messages out to more people.
Sure.
And don't forget to subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode. We will see you guys next week.
All right.